I do apologize. I have a shitty voice right now because I do have a cold right now. But I'm feeling a lot better than I was 2 days ago. 2 days ago I was really sick. I don't have sick days, so unfortunately I had to work that day, and I was sluggish that day. Needless to say, yeah. And yesterday though I felt a lot better. Hammered through. Today I feel even better than yesterday. So I'm on the road to recovery. Woohoo! I did not expect to get a cold, but I came down with one. But I surpassed it very quickly, so yay! But today, it's cold out, as you can see. So yeah, but today we're probably doing a build breakdown video of this rat rod. Little update on what happened. It's like 2-3 months ago after test driving on the yard here for like a mile, and all good stuff. And yeah, and let's just dive into it. That's a new line. I'm gonna try to make this video quick because it is like 30 degrees out right now. So for these people watching at home who have never felt 30 degrees, they're lucky because it just sucks. Yeah, wear nice jackets like this, like nice leather jackets. This is actually nice. This jacket's actually like really nice. Keeps my upper body warm, but my legs get cold real fast. So I'm just wearing jeans. But anyway. Gosh dang, I don't know where to start. It's been like so long. I have not seen this car in like 3 months. Okay, because okay, so 3 months ago. Let's go 3 months ago, like back in November, October, not November. God dang, September. September. Weather was still kind of decent. The train swap and all that crap. I test drove it. Tranny shifts beautifully, and I mean, it's like heaven on earth. I kid you not. This thing did not grind. It did not whine. It was just wow. It was a feeling of like just great success after rebuilding your first manual tranny. That was actually my first rebuild of a manual transmission. I'm not gonna lie, and I am genuinely surprised it actually works and it shifts remarkably beautifully. Yeah, and I do have a backup plan. My third option. If this one blows up, I mean, this one actually has a better chance than before, because this one's all bone stock. This one actually has little bitsy upgrades here and there, which I believe will help it survive behind LS. I hope so. I really want it to, because it's just stupid nostalgia screaming. Don't worry about the oil down there. That's actually from old motor oil. I changed the oil out before test driving it because it's going to storage. That's why I did a big goody, and this way when sprint time was around, I could just turn the old oil out, put new oil in, and then drive it. And for oil in the tranny, I'm running the Dextron 4 or whatever it is, Dextron crap, ATF, just like Tremec says. But anyway, I do have a backup plan. Yes, automatic, but hear me out. Yes, I did say I hated automatics, but when you make it a little bit more shifty, it's more funny. But anyway, this is a 4L80E tranny core currently. It's not locked up. It does turn over. It just has really bad death oil. Death oil is basically which is black as night, and this thing has death oil, so it's gonna need a rebuild. But it's a 480E designed to handle like 450 horsepower in stock formation, and it can be upgraded to handle well over 1,000 horsepower if you really put the money out for that. So yeah, this is the final option, and as it after that it's game over. But this one though, I'm actually going to convert it. I watched tutorials, researched and developed it. Well, not developed it, I researched it. And basically, turns out you can actually convert it to a full body manual valve, which means you control the shifts and everything, first, second, third, fourth, and overdrive, etc. Which means I don't even need to retune the computer then, which is awesome. So basically, the computer currently in the rat rod can actually remain as is. I don't have to send out to be tuned or anything. I just gotta basically just rewire this to my own liking, and then have a nice fancy schmancy shifter lever thing and then switch gears, which I may go Ken Block style, of like a little gear counter, like one, first, second, third, fourth, and have a giant like shift lever, just like hammering back the gears. Even though it's more of a sequential shifter for manual transmissions, I believe there is probably a giant lever switch for automatics like that for full body manual valve. So I hope so. But next year's project is yet to come. Well, actually, next year's project is more or less rebuild a 60 LS that I got in the shop. That's my toolbox currently, which the heads are off, crankshaft's out, pistons are out. I gotta remove the camshaft and inspect that. I gotta pull the harmonic balancer off first, though, but I don't have a tool for it. I said I get that. But right now it's more of a side project more than a primary project, because the next project is Jeep Rod 2.0. Which I'm kind of in the designing phase of it, like, well, should I go like just complete frame, put the roll cage, then put the body on, or have a body on top of it and then build a roll cage around it? Kind of like I did here, but yeah, Jeep Rod 1.0 died. She died like 3D. I'm not lying. That she's actually dead. I didn't wreck it. She dropped a valve seat in cylinder 1, lost all compression, and that was literally 3 days after I turned 24. That was not a good birthday gift at all. I love that Jeep. I loved it. A lot of power. Laughed at snow whenever. That thing was just... Oh, god damn. I remember doing like 75 miles per hour in snowstorms. It was pure freaking snow. 4-wheel drive, that thing just laughed at it like it was nothing. Rest in peace, Jeep Rod. You'll be missed. But yeah, she's gone. Sent her to the crusher, and, well, I saw her crush, and that was heartbreaking to watch. I don't have a video of it, and needless to say, she's in that for a few days. Well, she was sent out to be melted down now, so she is officially dead. And I did snag my upgrades and stuff, like the gauges, harness, all that stuff out of there. Left whatever I deemed not really worthy, and I actually traded tires for the Jeep Rod for the Rat Rod, because I actually bought the 2 new tires I should install on the Jeep Rod, and I traded them for Rat Rod tires, which are not currently in the car, which I am actually genuinely surprised this thing actually still holds air. As we move back and forth, oh my god, it does still. Oops, sorry. But the reason I do that is because last year, unless it was on jack stands, the rear brake drums, but they're actually locking up with the rust. But this thing has brand new brake drums in the rear, brand new disc brakes up front. Gosh dang, where do I even start? That was jibber jabbering, and gosh dang, I parked this thing so perfectly fine. Gosh dang, there's more room in this than the driver's side. Curse myself. This bed will be cleaned out when time comes. So we're gonna start from the tail to the front, I guess, and then go underneath, because there's not much underneath. But here's the bed. I mean, this is all spare parts, crap that is basically for future projects. I have literally 2 or 3 drive-by cable LS harnesses that actually need minor repairs, minor modification. So I have those around for, because those are like gold. They're hard to find, because majority of LS motors on GM vehicles are drive-by wire. So basically, GM only did drive-by cable harnesses and drive-by cable engines like from 2000 to 2002 or something like that. And you find a throttle body, you snag it. You freaking find a harness like this, you snag it, because it is worth money. I can trust you on that, man. That's yeah. Anyway, in the bed here we have a 20-gallon Chinese-made fuel tank. Yes, Chinese-made fuel tank, and it has a quick, a nice little expensive billet aluminum racing style cap, and I thought that came with a gasket because this is actually leaking originally, and well, it still leaked because it didn't have a gasket. I was expecting a gasket, but I was wrong. I couldn't return it because I opened it. Damn it! And I decided to say, well, what's else in the market? I tried some gray RTV originally. Big no-no. Big no-no. When they say it's not suitable for gasoline, they mean it. Oh, they mean it. It was day 1. I was driving the rat rod to my dad's house 2 to get the roll cage installed and stuff, all that stuff. And fuel pressure was kind of jumping the highway. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes away from my dad's house. Fuel pressure drops to 0, if not like 2 psi. I am struggling to go uphill in this thing. And I'm just like, oh dear God, I clogged the fuel pump. And sure enough, I clogged the fuel pump. And I'm every drive now, I'm taking the fuel line off, constantly cleaning out our TV. There's a filter inside the fuel pump here, internally, and there's 2 fuel filters that run underneath the car here, which I need to zip tie. Which, yes, you can actually see my little checklist: clean fuel pump and zip tie fuel hoses, because I actually replaced all the fuel hoses with quality-made American ones, because the Chinese-made fuel lines just seem sketchy as hell, and I don't feel like causing fire hazards. I kid you not, it was that same day the fuel pump issue. Put the roll cage in like day one, and actually the exhaust system too on that day. And I parked it here, and I was like, I'm gonna go out to the rat rod, do some stuff on it. Come here, there's a pool of gasoline on the floor. The fuel line somehow ruptured. I don't know how, but it ruptured by itself overnight. I don't know how. I don't know. It was weird, and that's why I said this is ridiculous. Chase make garbage is crap. Went full American, and I am very happy for that. I don't think this will start currently because the battery might be drained. I don't know, but I'll try, but maybe not. It's the storage. I want to keep her in storage. I want to preserve her engine as much as possible. There's actually a story behind the engine too, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we have Evil Energy Fuel Pump, Aeromotive Fuel Pressure Regulator, A&6 line tank to engine, running 91 octane gasoline. So yeah, all good. And custom bed mount. Check this out. Made a custom bed mount with some steel squares, some welding, some bolts. Holds great. Love it. And I do actually have a safety, so this way gasoline can't cause an issue. And yes, I have a lot of air intakes I find off of cars I work on. I'm a junkyard smattler, so if you're wondering, I'm not stealing anything. I'm a junkyard smattler. We throw that shit away, and I can have it for free, basically. $300 intakes for free. I mostly go for aluminum ones because they're actually nice. And I actually do steel exhaust tips are like big money. Even air filters too, because shit gets real expensive. Anyway, into the cab. This is my favorite part, because who's gonna say I wanted that? My sure as I wouldn't. But it's got a T5 5-speed. This is a rebuilt one with the nooks and upgrades. Has a carbon fiber line synchro ring, 3-4 steel billet steel shift keys, bronze shift fork pads, bronze shift cup. God dang, I'm sorry. And what else was there? That's pretty much it. Oh yes, billet steel counter shaft support. So this thing's pretty much just ready to rock and roll. I didn't even pull the counter shaft out when we were building it, because the steel billet plate added the drag. The original one was sloppy. Put the billet steel one on, immediately noticed the difference. How hard it was to move. That was whoa, this is wow. So that's awesome. I mean, that's freaking awesome. It's not a cheap one. The parts for the carbon fiber line sticker ring, the counter steel billet steel counter shaft, and that came from Amp Distribution or Industries, I believe. They make crazy T5 parts that you cannot find anywhere else, and they're freaking awesome. But the three shift steel billet shift keys, they came from Paul from Florida. He sells them for $35, I think, something like that range. Really good, really awesome. I love it. I mean, it just seems like a whole new animal. Even going to reverse, it just doesn't grind. It's just wow. and that is a 84 Camaro Hearse shifter for like $60, and it works. It does work. No modification really necessary except the shifter handle you have to kick over towards the driver's side in order to have it work. Um, so yeah, basically, I mean, Speedway Motors actually makes a Hearse Blackjack shifter. It's like $300+. It's a steep price. I was not willing to pay for that, so I bought this one instead, and I am very happy with it. So awesome, you know. Gauges, I'll try and go over it. Basically, there's water temp, oil pressure, vacuum, trans temp, tax, speedometer. All this stuff works, by the way. Fuel level, vacuum. Speedometer is actually mechanical. It's run by a JAGS Speedo box, which I'm very impressed of how good it works. It is extremely accurate. My dad was running behind me. We were going about 45 miles per hour. It says 45 miles per hour on the speedometer. So that thing is like gold, accurate. I love it. So, but it runs off primarily GPS, which you can actually see right there. Look right there. And that was the day the tranny blew too. This was actually the car show. Yep. August 7th, 2021. That's when the tranny blew. I was on the highway, putting fifth, reached the clutch. Boom! There goes fifth gear. It was, yeah, it was weird. It was just like, what the hell did I do? I don't know if I released the clutch too fast or what. I don't know. But anyway, got JAGS aluminum racing seats. I bought what they had for the time when I bought them. But the aluminum one's 17-inch wide. This is 16-inch wide. I was not picky about color at all. I mean, I didn't really care. It could have been blue, could have been purple, could have been black, could have been silver. I don't care. As long as it's a racing seat, I don't care. My harness is a 5-point Simpson harness. The passenger seat is a G-Force 6-point harness. And these are both SFI expired, so that's why they were sold for cheap. And I don't believe SFI crap, to be honest with you. So long as it's not like deteriorating from a pole, that's not me. And the roll cage is a Moroso something roll cage, I can't remember. But basically it was not MIG welded. Shut it. Used the Harbor Freight welder, and it seems like it'll hold up. I mean, it's pretty solid. And it does have steel plates in the bottom. So maybe probably gonna scold me for using Harbor Freight welder. Yes, I know. You're not supposed to, but the one I bought is actually pretty good for like up to like 1/8 inch or 3/16 thick steel. So that fucker can weld some pretty thick stuff. And yes, these welds look like shit, I know. You're supposed to MIG weld it, supposed to TIG weld it, even though they say not to use a flux core welder, I know. But I'm not going 200 miles per hour, going like 75, 80 at the very most. That's about it. I mean, this thing's not gonna be drag race because that's my first car. I mean, I want to keep it practically till I die, you know? So, and if it gets wrecked, guess what? It's coming back right here for me to fix it. The reason why insurance companies throw out the cars is because it costs too much to repair. Which personally I deem bullshit. If you know how to fix a car like me, whether it's body work or mechanical, you fix it yourself. That's me. That's just me though. I mean, I went to college to actually learn how to fix wrecked cars and stuff. I graduated, and then I became a mechanic, and then I'm not a smattler. So ironically, I'm the best of both worlds. Anyway, that's pretty much for interior. Under the hood. Oh, I love this part. Oh yes, for clutch support. Oh, clutch support. Clutch setup, I'm so sorry. I'm running a 3/4 inch wilwood master cylinder for clutch. OEM brake master cylinder. I'm running a Howes Hydrox throw bearing. Small block Chevy clutch. LS7 pilot bearing. And LS7 flywheel. That's really all there's to it, pretty much. And yeah, it works pretty great. Yes, I said small block Chevy because that's actually what it was. I didn't know at the time I bought it, and He did not accept returns, so I said, fuck it, I'll make it work. I researched it, I developed it, and voila, it is perfect. It doesn't vibrate at all, really. And it's probably like minimal vibration. God dang, these tires still holding air? Wow. Wow. That's awesome. For the price I paid for these wheels, yeah, they should be holding air. But under the hood, it's my favorite part. The beauty where all the magic happens. LSX, is what I call it. This is a GM53 Gen 3 LS. Came out of an 07 Tahoe, apparently. It came off Craigslist for $300. $300. Too good to be true, and it was. Head gaskets were blown, didn't know at the time. So I ran it, saw it, like, fuck. And I had to take the heads off in the car because the engines were installed, ran it, and yeah, after head gaskets were replaced, it ran like a champ. It ran like, whoa, bat out of hell. And I kid you not, every head bolt was hand tightened. Hand tightened! You need a breaker bar to break these things loose. Not with a freaking simple 6-inch hand wrench. That means something's really up. Something's fishy here. But, oil pressure's pretty good. Pretty solid when driving. I mean, runs really good. Sounds really good. Got a custom makeshift cooler intake. I don't know. I'm going to probably put a different filter on because I actually got a more squarish filter. So it won't probably rub against the tire as easily. But we're in a double pass, Cinder radiator, dual mini fans, which probably upgrade to bigger ones, but should be okay. Stainless steel headers, custom steering shafts that actually make it work altogether. I mean, I heard about the issue quite a bit, and I made it work, so that's great. We're in a Trick Flow throttle body, 80 millimeters. Yes, as crazy as it sounds, I actually got my hands on one, and for a decent price, and I'm amazed at how good it is. The throttle seems snappier, idles a lot better, and it is just fantastic. So this is a drive-by cable. This is actually a drive-by cable harness modified to make work with the 2007 Tahoe engine and fuel injectors and all that stuff. And I must say, it is great. Every single circuit is fused from cabin to engine. Everything is fused, so if something blows or attempts to basically catch fire, wire-wise, it will blow the fuse. So yeah. And for the bell housing, I'm running a 621 bell housing with a half-inch thick adapter for the T5. So if you wonder about that, and it works miraculously good. It's the depth is perfect. It's like just golden. I love it. And we have a whole bunch of parts. Got the freaking fuel can there. Got a brush muffler there. Tire, racing rims. Gen 4 intake for LS. Cylinder heads. Yep, got cylinder heads. And for cooling system, it is a racing radiator, so I actually had to set up a external little can. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Exhaust system is a 2.5-inch true dual exhaust. So this fucker makes noise left and right. And the rear end, I'm using stock rear end. This is a 7.625-inch GM 10-bolt open diff, which miraculously survived so far after how much miles it has on it, which I'm really surprised again. And we're using the original drive shaft and original cross member for the tranny. Yep, the original drive shaft. And you can't really see it from here, but pretty much reused the original cross member that originally came with the truck. So it was pretty much just bolt and go. It really was. I expected to redo the entire cross member, but turns out I didn't have to. I expected a new custom drive shaft. Turns out I didn't need to. And I wish I kept the original drive shaft that came with this truck, but then again, I know that probably was a little bit rusty and corroded, looking back at it. So henceforth, I bought a replacement, which is not easy to come by, but I was able to find one on eBay, and henceforth, it came here 4 years later, and I was happy to know that it fit. So, yeah. that's pretty much it for the build breakdown video. Um, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, that's really it. um, about the truck for $650 on November 29th, 2019. That's a day I'll never forget. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the build breakdown video. And yeah, I wish you all guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.